Listen to me. If there was a wise man who would ever think of this, they would say in order to be superior to the man, you've got to be the man. For I am the man himself. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, wait. That's right. It's Wednesday. That's right. Raw happened. That's right. A WWE sale happened. That's right. Fire Vince is trending on Twitter. Well, disclaimer. I will write this in here for those who's coming in. This review will be treated as if the Raw after Mania hasn't happened. ... Yet. So, yeah, that's right. I know it's Wednesday. I know everything falling out from this WrestleMania just sucked. I know the news we've heard. I know the show we got. Everything that happened. I know it hurts. And trust me, I may seem happy, I may seem excited right now, but deep down inside, my big heart of gold, I just want to flip some shit and just flip out. Because I am not a happy wrestling fan right now. But we're going to put that on hold. We're going to digress for a few seconds. Well, not for a few seconds. This is going to be definitely longer than a few seconds. But we are going to talk about the good stuff in wrestling. The stuff that happened before the rotten day of Raw after Mania. We're going to talk about WrestleMania! As I'm finally able to catch up. Yes, guys, what is going on? This is the Club of the Man 1993, and we are here live! And this is my live review of WrestleMania 39. It took place this past weekend, April 1st and April 2nd, 2023. And it took place at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, California. And I see him in the live chat, but I do want to give recognition. My good friend, Robbie One Kenobi, attended this show live. Robbie, he says, mentions a comment in the live chat, but Robbie, if you're still in the live chat, my friend, feel free to leave me some stories about your experience. I would definitely love to hear about the experience of WrestleMania 39. Of course, over the weekend, I still had it in mind. WrestleMania will only be about 5-6 hours away from me next year, and I may go. But I don't know if I will now. But again, we're blocking out Raw because we're going to save that for tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the day I go off. Tomorrow will be the day I will rant. Tomorrow will be the day I rip off the scarf and I mention that this is not the Club of the Man 1993 speaking. This is Michael Ruggiero speaking. Just like MJF did when he cut his big pipe bomb. Oh boy, I want to go off. I I want to go off so bad. Of course, if you don't follow me on Twitter, which is the Club of the Man 93, you will see that I sure have been active on Twitter the past 48 hours. I've been retweeting things. I've been just popping tweets in there for the heck of it because, you know what? I just feel like saying it. But anyways, I gotta stop. I have to stop and just focus on the positive, which was WrestleMania 39. Two-night extravaganza. And overall, I know some will disagree with me, I thought it was an excellent show. An excellent, fun weekend. Well, night 1 was superior to night 2. Night 2 was good, but I feel like there was a few things they missed on night 2. Night 1, in my opinion, was perfect. Night 1 was just about perfect. If WrestleMania was night 1 only, I would have definitely considered this one of the greatest WrestleManias of all time. From when you have a night full of matches where everyone is having some sort of like real life emotion in there. Charlotte and Rhea, Sammy and Kevin, even probably stuff with like Ray and Dominic. Like, it all just, you know, it's amazing storytelling. It's amazing moments in wrestling being etched. You know it's all great when that all happens. And I am just saying, I still think night 1 of WrestleMania may have been one of the greatest WrestleManias of all time. Night 2, like I said, it was good, but I felt it could have been better. Just saying. I really enjoyed WrestleMania. We're going to look back, of course, at the stuff I liked, stuff I didn't like, and then, of course, we'll move on tomorrow night to some stuff that really sucked. But, of course, we will stay calm. We'll just enjoy this review, have our fun, say the positive things, and I'm dropping the knuckles now. Not yet. Not yet. Anyways, let's check the live chat. Live chat. You think Cody Rhodes should have won the undisputed Universal title? I will address that at the end. We got Robbie saying, Mike, while we're not here to discuss what happened on Raw, I'm happy to say I had an amazing time both nights of WrestleMania. I went clearly superior, but both shows had me hooked. Well, you know what, Robbie? It sure did too. Because it had me so excited for Raw Monday night that... We'll get back to that. Why the hell do they bring Shane McMahon back and he broke his ankle? Actually, he hurt his quad. Just like the old man, except only one of them. But yes. I don't know what... I mean, if Shane would not have gotten hurt, I don't know what the whole point of bringing him back was. That was a little bit of a letdown. Just like my new event shirt says, I was there. Yes, he was there. Adrenaline in my soul. Mike's gonna rip Raw a new hole. Yes! Yes! By the way, we were talking about making Cody Rhodes... My fiance and I were talking about making Cody Rhodes' entrance music, our entrance music as a reception. At our reception in just a little under 90 days. Yes, that's right. I'm getting married in like in 85 days, I believe it, or something like that. But yeah, we're talking about using Cody Rhodes' entrance theme. I like the worst match of right now of the night was John Cena versus Austin Theory. Night 1. You might be right. That might have been the weakest. The weakest! Not saying it was bad. But might have been the weakest match on the card. It was either that or the 6-woman tag I thought was the weakest on night 1. Night 2, it was the women's tag. That, for sure, to me, out of the whole weekend, was the weakest match on the card. That was even worse than Brock and Omos, let's put it that way. So, Tyler thought this WrestleMania sucked and LOL Roman wins. We will talk about that, of course, like I said. You think if Triple H ever gets fired from WWE, will go to AEW. I think if Triple H ever leaves WWE, he should go start his own wrestling promotion. Just my opinion. Raw was awful. We'll talk about that. You think Vince McMahon was in creative for last night's Raw, or do you think it was Triple H was? Oh! Like I said, we're saving that for tomorrow. Like I said, I had a blast watching WrestleMania. If you saw our live reactions, we had a ball, especially during the tag match live reactions. That definitely was the better live reaction, I thought, because we had 1.1 thousand viewers for the main event night 2 and 3,000 views for night 1. I think that was definitely our better stream for sure. But thank you guys, of course, always who did that. Make sure also, guys, you guys also not just hit that subscribe button. You also follow me on TikTok at The Club with the Man 1993, Instagram at The Club with the Man 1993, and on the Twitter at The Club with the Man 93, where I will be going just rapid forever, going hashtag Fire Vince. Hashtag Fire Vince. But again, it didn't happen yet. It did not happen yet. It did not happen yet. But we're going to get rolling in, and we're going to talk about the show. And we'll get started here. So, of course, we will go through night 1, and then we will take a break, check the live chat, and then do night 2 as well. So, like I said, night 1 I thought was definitely better. Like I said, if night 1 alone, if night 1 was the only night for WrestleMania this year, it would definitely been one of the best WrestleManias of all time, in my opinion. Like I said, everything. Okay. I give you guys permission to get hashtag VireVince going in the live chat. But like I said, we'll address all that tomorrow. But yes, like I keep saying, night 1 by itself was definitely one of the best WrestleMania shows of all time, I thought, in my opinion. I felt every match delivered. Yes, they weren't all perfect, but everything. I felt like we got everything we needed to, and some more. So we will talk about this. And between both nights combined, even though I'm sure most of them were the same people, there was 161,000 people in total for attendance for WrestleMania weekend in Los Angeles. But like I said, I'm pretty sure most of them were the same people. So probably about 80,000, 90,000 roughly did. But we opened up WrestleMania 39 with a United States Championship match. John Cena challenging for the United States Championship against the current champion. You ain't ready, kid. Austin Theory. When I heard, of course, this match was going to be the opener for night 1, I'm thinking, this is probably John Cena saying, I need to get in and get out, basically. Making me kind of wish, I'm not saying I wish the match didn't happen, but if they were going to be able to go all out, I felt they could have done more in this build. Because now, I'm feeling like they should go back to this and do this again. Because, to me, it felt like, okay, yes, like I said, John Cena's only appearance on Raw or SmackDown was on the March 6th episode in Boston. And he buried, and I repeat, buried Austin Theory on the microphone. And other than Austin Theory getting that promo with no audience last week on Raw, he really didn't have anything that really made me think, okay, he kind of gained some momentum back. But he still has lots to prove. And it felt that way here. The match wasn't too long, I would say. They gave it a decent amount of time. Austin Theory, though, used most of the time to, use cheating tactics. He bit the ear of Cena. I think he raked the eyes, a few times. And then, of course, John Cena really didn't have much offense other than he was trying to pull off his 5 moves of doom. And then when he's about to hit the AA, we get a ref bump. Theory then low blows John Cena. And then Theory hits the A-Town down. And he gets a victory. It was alright. I mean, it was, like I said, I agree. I think either this or the women's 6-man tag was the weakest on night 1. It was definitely not the weakest for the whole weekend. That's definitely not for sure. It was still solid. I mean, it did its job and got over Austin Theory, but did it really get him over that well? Because even to me, this feels like a little bit of an afterthought, if I'm being honest. Like, with that finish, John Cena should be coming back and saying, I told you weren't ready, kid. And you didn't really prove much at WrestleMania. So, obviously, yes, he has a win over John Cena. But was it really the best-looking win? I have a feeling. Well, then again, we have no idea where WWE's going in a direction right now. But if Triple H was still in charge, I say this would have to be ran back. Even though I kept hearing rumors there's going to be Logan Paul and John Cena at SummerSlam. Won't deny after what's been going on the past 48 hours, even though I brutally, drastically can't stand Logan Paul and how good he is, I would much rather watch another Logan Paul match than #FireVids, just say it that way. I would much rather have Logan Paul on my TV than something else that's been happening for the past 40 hours. That is how crazy I am right now. And I wouldn't mind seeing Logan Paul versus John Cena, but I still think they gotta replay this back. I just feel like that this ain't over, in my opinion. I'm sorry. But Austin does get the victory, but again, it's not how I'd hoped he would get the victory. Then we had match number 2, which was this men's Fatal 4-Way Showcase match. It was the team of Braun Strowman and Ricochet taking up on Alpha Academy's Chad Gable and Otis. We have the Street Profits, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins. And then we have the Viking Raiders, Eric and Ivar. This was the match that I was like, okay, this will be fine. This match, believe it or not, was awesome. It had no business being as good as it was. It really didn't. We had some crazy ass spots. Where would I even start with? We had Braun Strowman doing a tsunami splash off the top rope. We had Ricochet doing a 450 halfway up in the air. I mean, I think the way it was shot from below when he did that dive towards the end of the match, that 450 of that shooting star out on the outside, he got hell of a height on that. We had Ivar do either a splash or a senton or something there. Otis did a splash. Montez Ford did his, spinning from the heavens and whatnot. My favorite spot in this match still, and what I liked was they teased it, but he was not able to do it. But then it made you want to see him do it, and then he did it. Chad Gable. Chad freaking Gable. Here's the thing. If Chad Gable could not suplex Braun Strowman, then I would have not believed Brock Lesnar could have suplexed Omos. Chad freaking Gable, that's right, suplexed Omos. Chad Gable suplexed Braun Strowman. Oops, I botched big time there. But yeah, Chad Gable suplexed Braun Strowman. You couldn't tell me Vince McMahon would ever let Chad Gable do that. He wouldn't. No, he would not. But all those crazy spots, and then I feel like there was one more. Crap, what was it now? Oh, yes. Towards the end of the match, right before the Street Profits closed in and got the win, Braun Strowman was doing his usual, Strowman Express, making his lap around the ring and whatnot. I think he tried to do a second lap in the ring. Angelo Dawkins came out of nowhere. And, remember when Keith Lee pounced Adam Cole in NXT? Angelo Dawkins basically did the same thing, just, rammed into Strowman like a freight train and blasted Strowman over the announce desk. I'm like, holy hell. And then again, I love the ending. Like Ricochet went for, I think, a shooting star onto Angelo Dawkins. Dawkins got the knees up, kind of rolled him over, holding on for Montez Ford to hit the from the heavens. And that's how the Street Profits won. Again, that was a miss there for me because I had originally predicted Alpha Academy to win, but again, this match was amazing. Again, it had no reason to be as good as it was. It was awesome. And again, Chad Gable doing a freaking suplex on Braun Strowman. I'm like, Triple H has faith in Chad Gable when he's letting him suplex a guy who's 6'8" and 350 pounds, however much Strowman weighs. He's a big man. He's a strong one. He's not easy to flip over. But yes, this match was unreal. I loved it. Then we had Seth freaking Rollins versus Logan Paul. I will again say, although I'm still pretending Raw didn't happen yet, I'm still pretending that, I again will say, I would much rather watch Logan Paul, a guy I cannot stand to see on my TV, a guy that's so good, it makes me mad. I would much rather see that than some mustache-looking piece of shit Gomez Adams, whatever the heck you want to call him, Keith Hernandez, Richard Burke. Yeah, I compared the guy to, I thought the mustache was like either Keith Hernandez or Richard Burke from Friends. Although, I was about to say a very, very horrible comparison. I'm not going to go that far. Anyways, but this match, first off, the entrances, we had Logan Paul, propel in like how Shawn Michaels would. And then, of course, we had someone coming out dressed up in a mascot outfit for his Prime drink. Some people say it's good, but I got no interest giving Logan Paul any money. Then we have Seth Rollins. Before he comes out, has a conductor conducting his entrance. Oh, 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 like that. Although Seth came out in some very, very goofy outfit. Him and Becky gotta kind of lay off the goofy outfits a little bit because it's weird. But yeah, this match was insane. Another very crazy, insane counters. We had, I'm trying to remember what all we even had in this match. Obviously the best spot of the match for sure. Well, there's two spots that to me that they're the best. First was a spot where the guy underneath the Prime mascot was a good friend of Logan Paul's, KSI. I thought at first it was R-Truth, but it was KSI. And then obviously he was there helping, Logan Paul. And then they have Logan laid out onto the on the announce table where Logan's about to do his frog splash like he did to Roman Reigns, except Logan was live streaming on TikTok when he did that on Roman Reigns. And as Logan's about to jump, it was timed perfectly. But Seth grabbed KSI, laid him out on the table, and instead Logan Paul does the frog splash on KSI through the table, which took out KSI for good. Then we had, what else we had there? We had a couple of good agile spots there from Logan Paul. We did have Seth Rollins at one point stomp on the right hand of Logan Paul. That was much necessary because when Logan Paul threw that iron fist, the knockout punch of Seth Rollins, obviously since his hand was hurt, it was not enough to keep Seth Rollins out. I think also a noteworthy moment too, which is my second favorite spot also in this match. Logan Paul hit Seth Rollins with a GTS. And they acknowledged it as the GTS. Remember when Hideo Itami was on 205 Live and they couldn't acknowledge it as a GTS because of CM Punk? They acknowledged it. They acknowledged the GTS. Again, stuff like that Chad Gable suplexing Braun Strowman, the Hell in a Cell being the old structure again, not red. Stuff like that is how you knew Vince McMahon did not touch this WrestleMania at all, period. But again, this match was just phenomenal. The crazy near falls, the crazy stunts. Again, like I said, I can't stand the guy, but Logan Paul may be the best celebrity wrestler, like him or Bad Bunny. Maybe the best celebrity talent to ever wrestle. And Seth Rollins, though, does get the victory. He does get his revenge on Logan Paul. And again, Logan Paul's contract has expired. Even though we were told last year he had signed a multi-year deal. Will he come back? I don't know. By the way, and see, but I'm pretty sure. Stop. I will stop. I'll try to behave myself, but But this was awesome. Again, I knew this match would be awesome, and I feel like I got exactly out of this match what I wanted. And also a Seth Rollins victory. After this, match number 4, again, I feel like this or the U.S. title match was probably the weakest match on the card. The team of Becky Lynch, Lita, and Trish Stratus, who came out to a special black and white effective exit. I'm not really a big movie guy, so I can't remember exactly which movie it was from. They took on Damaged Goods. I mean, Damage Control. Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky. The match was a little clunky. It was a little bit inconsistent. But you could tell all 6 of these women did try. Best spot, of course, was Io Sky doing her moonsault outside to take everybody out. Trish looked good. Lita looked a little off, I'll be honest. And of course, Becky looked great as always. Again, there was a couple, nice, counters, nice spots in there. But like I said, I wasn't as into this match as I should have. Other than the fact that, again, I was expecting Trish to turn on Becky. It didn't happen, but like I said in my preview, at this point, Damage Control had no reason to win this match. If they won the match, what would it have done for them? To me, it would have felt like somebody losing a lot for no reason, and then you put a title on them. Now, there would have been no titles involved, but having Damage Control go over here would have made no sense to me. Because, like I said, I mean, all 3 of these women are awesome, but again, it's just, it hasn't worked out. It just has not worked out, and, that's what it is. Of course, now that Bayley's rumored to be... We're not going to go there yet. Again, we're not. I gotta stop. Again, I know I'm angry. I'm deep down inside angry and want to freak out. Gonna freak out, as Johnny said. And everyone freaks out. I'm freaking out! Turn the Jerry out. Okay, anyways. But yeah, Damage Control loses as I predicted. But Trish did not yet turn on Becky. So if the rumors are true, it'll probably be happening later. We'll see if they ever do build that match between Trish and Becky, rumored for SummerSlam, which again would be pretty good. But of course, I originally thought they were going to be facing the winner of the women's fatal 4-way match on night 2, but that's not happening right now. But that was that match. And then I believe after this... Oh, no. Not yet. We have Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio. Father versus son. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Okay, I'm not praying right now. First off, let's talk about the entrances. We had ex-con Dom show highlights of him being escorted out of prison, handcuffed, and of course his teardrop tattoo being edited in when he leaves, being ready to be escorted into the ring as if he was coming in from prison by police. And that douchebag came out not only wearing, like a robe, not only wearing handcuffs, not only being escorted to the ring with cops, but with a luchador mask also. I kind of hoped he would have wrestled with the mask on. Part of me did, but he didn't. But that was badass. And then Rey Mysterio came out to Eddie Guerrero's entrance. Viva la Ratia! Latino Heat! Yeah, Eddie! He came out to Eddie's entrance in the car. And then he, of course, then plays music when it got there. And then the match happened. And the match was, again, it wasn't so much the in-ring action, but it was also, about also the story in this match. Obviously they were showing Ray's wife, Angie, and his daughter, Aaliyah in the crowd. There was a spot where, of course, Dom started going over there and chirping to them, and then Aaliyah got mad. She tried to climb in. Ray tried to stop her, but off the distraction, Dom was able to attack his father. We also saw, and I'm sure a lot of people thought this was funny, this was such good shit. Rey Mysterio took off his belt and gave his son a spanking, a whooping. You don't talk to your mother like that, and she's also my wife. You don't get that. You don't do that. Bam, 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 bam. Give him a spanking. Spank him in the hiney. Yes, there was this spot also where Dom dumped Aaliyah's drink on her, which I'm pretty sure that will catch heat like it did with MJF and the one fan, because that's his own sister. But it was just an excellent, storytelling masterpiece. There was not as much hesitation from Ray as I thought there would be in this match, because it's obvious this is not going to be the only match in this feud. But we get towards the finish. And I know Dom hit the 619. He was not able to put away Ray with the splash. And then towards the end, when Dom realized he needed to go dig deeper to beat his father, he first exposed the turnbuckle. And then he had some help, I believe, from Damian Priest and Finn Balor. But then the rest of Legado del Fantasma, or the LWO, came out and fought off the rest of Judgment Day. But during all that, while the referee was distracted, Dominic grabbed a chain. And he was about to knock out his father. Well, then, Bad Bunny, who is on commentary and will be the host for next month's pay-per-view Backlash, He got up and he ripped the chain out of Dominic's hands, causing a distraction, leading to Ray hitting the 619 and the splash for him to get the victory over Dominic. And again, the feud's going to continue, but great match. Again, yes, it had some good in-ring action, but the storytelling in this match, again, was just masterful. Just masterful. And I'm pretty sure this match meant a lot to Dom and Ray also. They were awesome. From that, the entrances, again, ex-con Dom being escorted in by cops was priceless. But, Dom unfortunately does not get the win here. But it looks like, though, that the feud will be continuing. We'll probably be getting some sort of match at Backlash with Dom and Damian taking on Ray and Bad Bunny. And of course, keep in mind, Bad Bunny and Damian Priest were good buddies for WrestleMania 37 because they teamed up against Miz and Morrison. Remember those days? Miz and Morrison. Hey, hey! Ho, ho! But, yeah, that was that match. Let's talk about the double main event. Well, one main event caliber match, then a cool down, and then the real main event night one. But Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley for the SmackDown Women's Championship. So there was, of course, reports for a while that this match was going to main event night one. Charlotte even came out and said in an interview that she felt that they should main event night one. She said, Rhea won the Rumble. The Rumble winner should be main eventing. And let me tell you something. Charlotte, I 100% agree. I get tired year after year of them advertising saying the winner gets to main event WrestleMania, and then they don't. But I'm sorry again. The tag title match had the best story. There was going to be nothing, in my opinion, nothing to top off that tag title match. But let's put it this way. If Charlotte and Rhea were bitter about not being in the main event, they went out there and said, we could have been the main event. They could have, but I still can't 100% say they would have been the better choice. But these women teared each other up. This was by far, again, their best match. They've always had great chemistry. They had an excellent match at WrestleMania 36. Rhea lost. They were involved in that triple threat back in 2021 with Rhea, Asuka, and Charlotte. And then they had matches at Hell in a Cell where Rhea got disqualified because she used the cover from the announce table and it was dumb. We had that, and then we had the match at Money in the Bank, where I believe Charlotte won clean. But this was the moment for Rhea to get it all back, to solidify herself at the top. And again, it was a crazy back and forth match. We did have Charlotte kick out of a Riptide. We did have Rhea escape out from a figure four. We had several different moments in this match. But then, of course, it just all got physical. It all got brutal. And even got emotional, too. So, towards the end of the match, Charlotte Flair was in the corner. Rhea Ripley, as Charlotte fought off Rhea was able to sneak back in, grab onto the arm of Charlotte, and BAM! She launched her face first into the post. Now, there was a few other times, like suplexes they did, where Charlotte almost landed flat on her face, but she didn't. But I feel like, those moves did add into just how brutal, the brutality, no pun intended, was in this match. And after she smashed Charlotte's face to the post, Rhea was able to hit an avalanche riptide from the top rope and score the victory and officially become a Grand Slam champion. The new SmackDown Women's Champion, Rhea Ripley. And it was an awesome match, awesome moment. Again, these women basically said, you didn't want us in the main event? We're going to make you believe we could have been in the main event. And although I still like the main event match was, of course, better, this match, to me, still, if put in that main event spot, could have main evented this show. This was a main event caliber match. It was excellent. Again, these two have always had excellent chemistry. It was just the story that always hurt them. But I do like that Charlotte was even emotional after the match. She was happy for Rhea. You could tell she was for real happy for Rhea. She even endorsed her on Twitter also, which was nice. So, Charlotte, this meant a lot for Charlotte to be able to put over Rhea as like a true next big star for sure. But yeah, it was an awesome match. And again, like I said at the beginning of this review, when the emotions are there from the wrestlers in reality, you know that the moment they're about to produce is special. Very special indeed. And then, of course, before the main event, we needed to cool down for a second. So, Miz came out with Snoop Dogg and announced the attendance. Miz then, of course, bitches about not having a match. Blah, 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 this and this. And basically issues an open challenge. Again, most nights, not gonna lie, I was hoping to hear, if you submit! Well, newsflash, we did not. But on night one, the person who came out was, That's right. Pat McAfee made an appearance at WrestleMania. He comes out, of course, gets the tiny balls chants. And yes, I am sick and tired of the tiny balls chants. Again, they're so... Can we just move past the whole Miz and tiny balls? And my balls are massive. Like, can we please move past that? But I won't deny, the way Pat said it did kind of crack me up. But it leads to Snoop Dogg making a match. And Miz took on Pat McAfee. George Kittle from the San Francisco 49ers got involved also in the match. Oh, wait, I forgot to pull up the graphic, because I made one for him. George Kittle got involved in the match, basically, and they took out The Miz. And, yeah, it was just a nice little, exciting cool-down moment, basically. And then, of course, after this, we have the main event. To me, the match of the whole weekend, I would say it would either be the IC title match in night 2, but probably this match here. The Usos, Jimmy and Jay, the dogs of Sami Zayn, taking on the Brotherhood of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. This match was very, very, very oozy. It was very oozy. It was highly anticipated. It was highly built. It was definitely, again, you could not have topped off this match. You could not have topped off this story. From, Sami Zayn wanting to be accepted for once after years of not feeling accepted, being the critic of the critic, the great liberal, whatever else they were calling him when he was a heel, just for him to become the honorary Oos and the storytelling again was just there. It was awesome. Like Sammy, was, taking a bulk of the in-ring time. Kevin Owens had like some of the best hot tags. The spots in the match also were just unreal. Sami Zayn, I believe, is the first person to kick out of the 1D. Because I can't remember one other person who kicked out of the 1D. But the storytelling was off the charts. Again, you hear the Usos in the ring chirping at Sammy, saying you shouldn't have left, that you shouldn't have betrayed us and whatnot. Just sticking to blood and not loyalty. And just so many outstanding moments. And again, the emotions were there. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn were emotional in this match. Obviously, because they're about to share a moment they've worked hard together for. A moment together at WrestleMania. And then, I think we even had some maneuvers on the outside through the table. Kevin Owens had a move that teased the package pile driver. When they weren't able to put the Usos away with any of their finishers at first, I honest to God thought Kevin Owens was going to pull out a package pile driver. He did not, though, unfortunately. But eventually, even the Usos had... And I think, too, Sami Zayn. Again, remember back at NXT TakeOver New York when Johnny Gargano, in the quest for that third fall, felt like he had 9 lives? Well, Sami Zayn in this match had 9 freaking lives. He wasn't taking at least like 12 double super kicks. Kicked out of like how many of them? Like, he's someone who got the shit beat out of him the most in this match. It was unreal. And then that finish. You think of like moments like when Sami Zayn was resistant about taking out Adrian Neville when he won the NXT Championship. Whenever he feuded with Kevin Owens in that match at Battleground 2016, where he did one kick and then he looks at him and he's like gives one more before he does one more kick. Like just those moments like that. This one right here, when it was all said and done, it came down to Jay and Sammy. And Sammy haluva kicked Jay 3 times. Like, he kept saying, I'm sorry you made me do this, but I love you. After the second one, though, you can tell Kevin Owens like, okay, Sammy, wrap this up. Because Jimmy tried to get in the ring. And right before Sammy set up for the third haluva kick, almost the third one, hold on. Oh, never mind. I'll have to catch that later. But he says the third haluva kick, and again he says, I love you, I didn't want to do this. And then 1, 2, 3, and as soon as the 3 count completed, it was just done. Sammy and Kevin were out of character. They wept out of happiness. After how many years of struggles, being knocked off the top. And then it was just, again, as I've said recently, yes, Sami Zayn being the one to take out Roman Reigns would have been phenomenal, especially in his hometown. But to me, the most important story here is 2 real-life best friends. 2 people who have grown up in this business together. Have a storyline toxic relationship and be able to mend fences and come back together to share this moment. I always think back, like, again, this made me think back to when Kevin Owens won the Universal title in 2016. I think it was in the Finn Balor 24 special. Or maybe been the Kevin Owens 365. One of the 2, I can't remember. But they showed Kevin Owens come back. He embraces Sammy. And he goes, and he says like, you've earned this. And Kevin goes, no, this is ours. And I always thought, if only they could both really have that true moment where they accomplished something together. And they did it here at WrestleFreaking Mania 39. They main evented night 1 won the tag titles and had a moment together. Again, this is something the two of them needed. Something to, solidify their careers. Something that was long overdue. Become tag champions together. If it wasn't for each other, we may not have had the other. So, I still think, in my opinion, this was the best match of the weekend. It was a storytelling masterpiece. Both in-ring and by telling the story. This, again, was awesome. The true main event of the show was this match right here. Not saying the main event of night 2 is bad, but this was the best match. Storytelling, the moments, like I said before, when people are for real getting emotional and you can't hold it back. Again, I think of this. I think of Sasha and Bianca, Charlotte and Rhea, like everyone else who, even Sasha and Bayley from TakeOver New York 1, they knew that moment was special. When they know the moment they're about to create is awesome and they get emotional, that is where you love wrestling. That is those moments you appreciate. Those moments that Vince McMahon, with or without his stupid porno stash, could not create. This main event was awesome. And quite frankly, in my opinion, a possible match of the year contender. Now, of course, unfortunately, those were the only 2 title changes we had throughout all of WrestleMania, which I am indeed surprised, but those 2 were well worth it. Rhea Ripley finding her way finally to the top, being the queen, and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn finally reuniting, having a moment at WrestleMania together, ending the Usos' 622-day title reign. Outstanding stuff. Like I said, night 1, if night 1 alone was the only part of WrestleMania 39, I'd be saying WrestleMania 39 was one of the best of all time. All those matches delivered. Even, like I said, I know I said the women's 6-woman tag match was a little inconsistent. It was still had some good spots. You can tell they tried. John Cena and Austin Theory was still solid for what it was. But again, all these other matches, again, a fatal 4-way showcase match. Rey and Dom and their storytelling masterpiece. Seth Rollins and Logan Paul. Rhea and Charlotte, for crying out loud, like I said, you're not making us the main event? We'll show you we should have been the main event. And then Sammy and KO dethroning the Usos again. Just unreal stuff. Super duper unreal stuff. I loved it. And that was night 1, guys. Before we move on to night 2, let me take just a quick breather. Let me go get a quick drink, refresh myself, and then we will get on to night 2. Hang on 1 second, guys. refresh for a second. Drink some Orange Crush. Can't wait for Saturday. And I can drink Sprite again because I gave it up for Lent. But before we move on to night 2, let me check the live chat. And what grade would you give night 1? I'd probably give, if I'm being honest, I give night 1 an A+. Because, okay, yes, not every match is perfect, but this was a night of storytelling masterpieces. So much like creativity, like not a bad match on the card. It was like one of the most perfect wrestling shows I've ever watched from night 1. So night 1, I'm not ashamed to give that one an A+. It was probably one of the best like WrestleMania nights of all time, in my opinion. But yeah, let's check the live chat before we continue on here, and see what we've got. I think we were right. Here, with the Fire Vince comment from Tyler. Robbie says, Edge's brood Hell Embrace entrance was epic in person. Not sure if you saw it on screen, Mike, but the side of the WrestleMania stage had visuals of people falling into the depths of hell as it went on. Really now? Ooh. No, that entrance by Edge, like those entrances that Edge and Finn did at WrestleMania were probably some of the best ones. And Robbie's hashtags are hashtag Fire Vince, hashtag Keep Triple H Resume Alive, and hashtag Stand with Triple H. I agree with all those, Robbie. They buried The Miz on both nights. The Miz was buried a long time ago, in my opinion. But obviously, the better one was definitely Pat McAfee. I don't even think Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul was good. He didn't. It's okay if you felt that way. Tyler says hashtag Stand with Triple H. We don't need Vince back. I know. Mike was his best Paul Heyman impression doing Cena's theme. What the... Yeah. I still love when he did that in the build for the SummerSlam match. Like JBL would say, Mrs. Fandango. Ball game! Austin Theory dethrones Roman Reigns now for both titles. Oh, God, no. He's not the one. I'm sorry. Again, eventually, well, okay. I'm pretty sure under Vince, Austin Theory will go back to his, I'm sorry, I need to just get his selfie days and whatnot. I'm pretty sure he'll go back to that stupid gimmick. But, again, even though I like the direction he's going, he is still not ready to be world champion yet. I'm sorry, he is not. But you know Vince, he'll put those titles on him. Again, I am pretty sure. The rumors were that he was probably planning on having Austin Theory cash in on Roman Reigns at SummerSlam during that last man standing match. And when both Roman and Lesnar were both down, Austin would cash in. Well, I'm sorry. Theory, because he was just Theory at the time, would cash in and just stand there as the 10 count runs out. I am pretty sure that was the plan. So that way you can go on to Clash the Castle and Drew McIntyre would then beat Theory there to get his big moment at Clash the Castle. I would have loved to have seen Drew get his moment, but not that way. Not that way at all whatsoever. That would have been the dumbest thing I would have ever seen. Of course, Vince does a bunch of other dumb things, but I'm not talking about that yet. We're not talking about that yet. Fun story, Mike. I actually saw Valhalla come out on stage before the Raiders' entrance as the wrestlers were entered from the left, and it was brighter out inside SoFi Stadium. Interesting, nice. See, Triple H, those had a book guy let him run WWE. I wish. Brock and Omos on night 2 sucked. Tyler thought. Robbie popped for Dawkins bulldozing Strowman on night 1. That match totally exceeded my expectations, but please, never give me these 4 teams in any form of a fatal 4-way anytime soon. A lot of those guys again should be getting some singles runs for sure. But yes. Seth won at WrestleMania 35 when he beat Brock. Yes, he did. That opened the show. Singing along to Seth Rollins' theme song was one of the highlights of my weekend. Hearing it in person and that atmosphere is amazing. Oh, I can only imagine. Let's conduct it again. Oh, whoa. You know, that. Seth now should be the one to beat Roman Reigns. If not Cody or Drew, it's Seth. Again, I agree. Any of those guys could. Again, Seth Rollins was the only one that Roman technically did not beat in a match because he lost by disqualification, I think it was, because Seth got way too much in his head. And again, I don't think Roman Reigns has ever beaten Seth Rollins on pay-per-view, at least. I'm pretty sure he's beaten him. He's definitely beaten him in one-on-one matches on Raw. He definitely has beaten him a couple times, but on pay-per-view, he's never beaten him one-on-one on pay-per-view. Drew, definitely yes. And Cody, we'll get back to Cody. We'll get to him soon, I promise. Robbie says, damaged goods. That's cold, Mike. Cold! Yes, it is. Dom is the same age as Tyler. Nice. I think today is Dom's birthday. I think it is. Dom got a long overdue spanking. He did. Tyler thought Ray and Dom was the best match of night 1, and Hell in a Cell he thought was the best match of night 2. Good choices there. It was the punch heard around the world from Rey Mysterio, as I even said in my SmackDown review when it happened. I'm about to just start watching AEW. Nice. Don't give me spoilers. I DVR'd it. You think we'll get Ray and Dominic and a rematch at Backlash? At Backlash, I think we're going to get Ray and Bad Bunny versus Dominic and Damian Priest. Eventually, though, we will get a rematch with Dom and Ray. I think we will. Cody doesn't beat Brock at Backlash, and I don't think Cody should be in WWE. We will address that later. Robbie says, Dom and Ray had 2 of the best entrances of the weekend. Dom looked good in the Mysterio mask, and the prison van was icing on the cake. That for sure is. Taj says, I have a bad 6 days losing my second cat. Ooh, I'm sorry about that, man. That really blows me. I am so sorry to hear that, Tyler. Prayers for you, for sure, my friend. Triple H should go and do his own promotion, make his own promotion, and break some dirty you guys with him and his new professional wrestling company. Tyler thought the tag match was boring for both tag titles. Yow! We definitely disagree on that one. Also, split the world and tag titles. Honestly, again, here's what I'm going to say. At this point, if you're not going to split the titles, then just make one belt for each division. Just make one belt. It's stupid at this point seeing them carry around 2 belts. There's no point. Just make it into one belt if you're not going to split up the titles again. Let me see what we got here. Tyler said the tag title match was incredible, but my only complaint was super kick overkill. There was a lot of super kicks in that match. Tyler said he's sad. I completely understand, buddy. I think Montez Ford should dethrone Austin Theory for the U.S. title. You know this is back in creative. Now Gunther's going to be buried now because Vince didn't like him. Oh yes, I knew that. I'm not. If Montez Ford is the one who dethrones Theory, I'm not opposed to that whatsoever. That would be a good pick. Tyler gave night 1 a C+ and night 2 a D-. Ouch. 4.5 out of 10. Tyler asked, will you give us your thoughts on this year's Hall of Fame ceremony? Well, as I said in my SmackDown review, I did watch the Hall of Fame ceremony. I did like Stacy Keibler's speech. She has not aged at all, quite a bit. It was good seeing Mick and Tori also. The rest of them, I'll be honest, other than Ray's, I dozed off. I did doze off. I apologize. But of course, the most important one. I mean, I was awake enough for Andy Kaufman's speech, which was good. Great Mood. I dozed off during Great Moodaw's speech. Again, I was just tired. The week caught up to me. But of course, I did watch. Ray's. Of course, nothing happened during Ray's I thought it would, but Dom, Rhea, and Damian did walk out. But like I said in my SmackDown review, I'm wondering if it's because Dom for real was getting emotional and breaking character. But again, Ray's speech was awesome. I mean, most of it was like his struggles at the beginning, getting to wrestling. But then the story, like with his wife and how he helped him out and all, again, was just incredible story. It was incredible. He gave a very, very awesome Hall of Fame speech, I thought. But yeah, it was a great Hall of Fame speech. Thank you for asking about that, Robbie. Tyler says, Fire Horse Face. We will be flying through the first couple of matches for night 2. He's sad about Mania and watching this piss and AEW. Why the hell is AEW using the red, white, and blue ropes? I don't know. Oh yes, and then Ray also said whenever Dom walked out, said, I'll take care of business tomorrow, which that was an awesome line there for sure. But yeah, we better get to night 2 because this is going on quite a while and I had other stuff I wanted to do tonight, but my shopping took forever again. This week's been just way off. So I didn't do the review Monday night because I had to get up. Well, first, I was overly excited about Raw. So we all know how that went also. But again, as I said, we'll save that for tomorrow. And I also had some other things that I needed to do for my wedding, prep for a wedding. And then plus 2, I had to get up very early yesterday because I had to go to the dentist for work. And then I had my trivia night I go to on Tuesday nights, which my team won. And in the picture they took of us, which I will hopefully see next week for the advertisement, I had one finger up and I said, and we the ones when we won last week. This past week. So yeah, that's why I didn't get to do my review until tonight, but of course I had shopping to do with my fiance, but of course she got off work late, so yeah, this is definitely getting longer, but worth it. Again, night 1 was worth talking about. Night 2 was good. If I had to give a grade for night 2, I would give it a B. There wasn't any moments like night 1, but there were still some pretty good matches. The first couple of things, though, that happened on night 2, though, wasn't showing a good sign. So we opened up, got the piss-poor match out of the way with Brock Lesnar and Omos. We timed this match. It went like 4 minutes and 50 seconds. And it was exactly what we thought it would be. Omos ragdolled Brock Lesnar for a few minutes. And then finally, I think when Omos ran face first to the post, Brock suplexed him 3 times. I did like how the first one didn't look like he got him great. But in the next 2, he seemed to have gotten him, better with the suplex. And then he hits the 1 F5. We're out of there in 4 minutes and 50 seconds later. Brock wins. It was harmless, but pointless. It was fine for what it was. Didn't harm anything. It did exactly what it needed to do. And we can move on, right? Not completely. But for real, moving on to the next match. Probably my least favorite match of the weekend, which was this women's fatal 4-way tag match. Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan, taking on Natalya and Shotzi Blackheart, taking on Ronda Rousey and Shayna No Entrance Steen Baszler, and then the somewhat Karens of WWE, Chelsea Green, and Sonya Deville. Which this was probably supposed to be Chelsea Green and Carmella, but Carmella got hurt again. So instead they threw in Sonya Deville, which, okay, makes sense. Sonya has a history of beef with Adam Pearce. So, of course, she would be a Karen right along with Chelsea Green. Yeah, this match was short and pointless. It was not that good at all. Especially when the win came, when Ronda Rousey just tagged in, walked into the match, and just put Shotzi in an armbar, and that was it. It was it was pointless. Like, this match, again, these showcase matches were definitely on the pointless side. At least the men's, overly exceeded the expectations. This women's match is not that good. And again, the reason why Ronda got so little offense is because Ronda's hurt right now still. She still has that hurt arm. If that's the case, why was she in the match? Because this match didn't really do anything for anybody. It just got exposed how cold the women's division is right now. But I guess we're going to give Ronda and Shayna at some point taking on Becky and Lita, which I say some point meaning that, who knows when it will be. Because, of course, we had new number one contenders crowned on Monday night, but it was not Ronda and Shayna. But again, they shouldn't have had Ronda wrestle this match. Like I said, it didn't make anyone look good in this match. Not at all. But, yeah. Oh, yeah, and then we had Bobby Lashley has said, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Bobby Lashley. We're like, oh boy, because Bobby Lashley had seemingly issued an open challenge for WrestleMania weekend after he won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale. And then when he's coming out, I'm like, okay, let's go, let's do this. Who will it be? Oh, that's it? He just came out just to show us his trophy? Yeah, that was a waste. That was a bummer. That was a letdown. What was not a letdown, though, was this match. By far, my match of the night for night 2. It was a banger after banger after banger after banger. Intercontinental Championship triple threat match. It was the Ring General Gunther, Gunther, taking on Sheamus, the Celtic Warrior. Fella, it's fight night, fight night, fight night, fight night. Taking on the Scottish Warrior, the backstabbing bastard after backstabbing bastard after backstabbing bastard after backstabbing bastard, Drew McIntyre. First off, the beginning of this match reminded me, well, not 100% because it wasn't like, the true friends in the ring, but wasn't it? I watched the match once, Survivor Series 2009, when John Cena took on both members of DX. And as soon as the bell rang, you thought DX was going to go straight after Cena, but instead, HBK just super kicked Triple H out of the ring, out of the blue. The match started, the three of them were, staring each other down, and then McIntyre just claymored Gunther to the back of the head and knocked him out of the ring. And then Sheamus and Drew were like, okay, let's do this. But, oh God, with this match, everything again we wanted. Between, the chops, the hard-hitting, the physicality, the echo of these chops. Same time, right before this match, my friend has shown me a picture of a still of one of Gunther's chops and what it does to the chest. Oh man, does that skin ripple. These men hit the hell out of each other. And I'm just like, how are they not like damaging their chests from this? These men, it was physical, it was brutal, they were hitting hard. Like, the near falls and everything was just crazy. This was, again, physical. Definitely one of the best matches of the year. I mean, I still would maybe give Sheamus and Gunther their one-on-one match at Clash at the Castle the rub on that. I mean, I've seen Gunther have great matches against like him. Him and Pete Dunne had a good share of couple of good matches in the NXT UK. Of course, you can't forget Gunther's matches with Ilya Dragunov as well, including the match where Dragunov dethroned Gunther. But again, Gunther is just killing it. And again, a spoiler alert, it's a shame again that Vince McMahon wanted to bury him right before he retired. But of course, it's all coming back to haunt him now. But one thing's for sure, he will not be able to take away the great reign Gunther has had as Intercontinental Champion. Again, like listen to all these great matches he's had. He had a great match with Shinsuke Nakamura, with Ricochet, Rey Mysterio, Sheamus. The Madcap one, yeah, we can kind of forget about that. But Braun Strowman, he had an excellent match with. Like, this man has put on some clinics. And again, if Triple H would still be in charge, he's groomed for be a world champion. Like, I will say this. When, and I repeat, when Cody Rhodes dethrones Roman Reigns, later on down the line, not yet, which again, I will explain why we get to the main event. Not yet, but I think the person that should probably be second in line now for a world title run is definitely Gunther. And again, I am praying and hoping to God Fire Vince hashtag is powerful, because I would hate to see it all just go to hell with Gunther. But Gunther wins after he kind of did like a similar finish with how Roman like racked him and stacked him or whatnot when he beat Bryan and Edge at Mania. He basically stacked for almost completely. He finished Drew off by smashing him onto the back of Sheamus, and Gunther retains the Intercontinental title. Which again, I predicted Drew. But I'm not going to hate on Gunther getting a win at WrestleMania. He deserves it. After the title reign he's had in his first year on the main roster, he deserves it. This was an excellent, excellent physical match by these three. I knew they could put on a clinic like this. This was a classic. Again, one of the best Intercontinental title matches in WrestleMania history. Alright, is next... Okay, yeah. Next up, we had Bianca Belair and Asuka. First, entrances, spot on. We had Asuka coming in with like duplicates of her before she came out. Then we had Bianca Belair coming out, and she had like a cheerleading crew with her. Also, though, the sad part though was it was revealed later in the press conference with Triple H. The one girl who did like all the flips and stuff right at the end before Bianca came out, her mother passed away Sunday morning. And she was still there doing her routine for Bianca, which was unreal as she did. She was awesome, but oh my goodness, I feel horrible about that girl and her mother. But getting to the match, Asuka and Bianca have incredible chemistry together. It was off the charts awesome. It was a great match. If I could grade it, I'd give the match a B+. Unfortunately, though, this probably was maybe the biggest mistake they did for WrestleMania 39. Again, I love Bianca Belair. She, again, for a woman who didn't get to be NXT Women's Champion, which I thought she would have been in NXT, for her to have back-to-back WrestleMania clinics. Her best one, of course, was Sasha Banks at WrestleMania 37. And then, of course, for her match with Becky last year was outstanding also. She's done great as champion, but again, she's gone stale. This was Asuka's moment. How on earth can you have somebody have so many outstanding matches, go undefeated in NXT for years? Well, not years, 2 years, what the heck it is. How is it, even after a character revamp, she is now 0-5 at WrestleMania? 0-5. Because she lost this match. She lost the match, and I knew she was going to lose this after she tried to spray Bianca with the mist, and Bianca backed off, and the mist basically missed Bianca. It was missed the mist. That's very tongue twisting. But again, it just, I don't understand why they didn't capitalize here. I mean, yes, I like Bianca, but again, like I said, this was Asuka's moment. The main event, I'll explain how they did it is okay. This, it's why have her lose? Why have her lose? And to me, the only reason why they should do a rematch, if they do a rematch after a tweet that I'll save for tomorrow, and a loss like this, clean, by the way, clean, where Bianca basically dodged Asuka's best weapon, the mist. At this point, the only way to make up for this is to have Asuka turn heel. Which, with this character, wouldn't be a bad idea, to be honest. Make her, like a badass, and then, make her a face again. But hey! Cats, sorry. I think, though, to be honest, again, this was probably the big loss of WrestleMania weekend. This was, Asuka losing this match, I don't think was the best idea. I mean, it was a great match, don't get me wrong, but having Asuka lose this, I disagree with this. This, I will say again, this was not the right call. This was a mistake here. But still a great match, but I don't think they got the right call. Alright, after this. So after this, we had Miz and Snoop Dogg out again to announce the WrestleMania attendance for Night 2. And then, of course, Miz was complaining. And then he's complaining about how Snoop Dogg put him in a match when he wasn't even ready. And basically, they teased another surprise, and then he thought, will this be The Rock? Will this be Randy Orton? Will it be Matt Riddle? Will it be Matt Cardona, who's been rumored to be coming back? Which, I don't know if he'll come back now. And then we hear, here comes the money! And I'm like, Shane? Shane McMahon, who got fired last year by his own father, returned. Why? I don't know. But I'm like, that's right. Shane and Miz have history from back in 2019. Alright, fine, whatever. This is like a not great, but like a whatever surprise. Also, there was no LA Knight. And there's rumors that LA Knight 7 was cut from WrestleMania. So you cut LA Knight, but gave us Shane McMahon. But Shane comes out. He basically says, what's up, LA? Seemingly returning as a babyface. I'm not doing a turn alert unless this is something long-term for him, but definitely not yet, because they have a match with Miz and Shane. And Shane McMahon, on like a leapfrog, lands on his leg awkwardly and tears his quad. He tried to get the fight, but he fell back down. And they're showing on a TikTok that you could see a cameraman barking at Snoop Dogg to lay out Miz. So instead, Snoop Dogg gets into the match and he finishes it off. He knocks out Miz with a punch, does this awful looking people's elbow, and for him to pin the Miz. Yeah. Although if Shane didn't get hurt, what would have been the point of him coming back for this? Like, I don't get what the big surprise would have been for him. Like, does anybody want to see Shane McMahon go on another long-term storyline? The past few he was involved with wasn't that good. Now, I mean, yes, his father was writing them, but he could be now. He probably is now because he's back. Hashtag fire Vince. Wait till tomorrow, Mike. Wait till tomorrow, Mike. As our good pal Jinder Mahal would say, Shanti. 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 Moving on next. 2 more matches left. We have this Hell in a Cell match with Edge and Finn Balor. Demon Finn Balor. First off, yes, the entrances were unreal. Edge came out as Brood Edge with this like sculpture like looking mask. He came out, which was freaking awesome. And then Finn Balor had an awesome demon entrance, of course, with some purple mixed into his demon costume to acknowledge, of course, the Judgment Day, which was pretty sick, I thought. The match was good. I wonder, though, if they cut it short a little bit either, because it felt like it ended a little abruptly. It felt like it had a little more time to it, but there was a spot in the match. And it started off like really good with the use of the weapons and use of the cell. It was pretty brutal. Both men were in there to destroy each other. But, hold on, is my stream going bad here? Come on, don't do this stream. I think it's hanging in there the best it can. Let's keep going and see what we can do. Hopefully it doesn't crap out me too bad. I know we're supposed to be getting storms in the area tonight, so I hope it's not affecting it too bad. But anyways, but yes, they were beating the hell out of each other. They were using great use of weapons and everything. Of course, there was also Finn Balor, who, after a spot that kind of like hurt the match a little, climbs up onto a platform and tries to do a coup de grace to Edge while laying across a table. And of course, Edge got out of the way, and instead Finn coup de grace the table. Well, there was a spot in the match where Edge brings in a ladder and he chucks it at, but it busted Finn open. And then they stopped the match to try to heal up the wound. And oh crap, come on, don't give out on me yet. Come on, please. Come on, no. Are we still there? Are we still here? Come on now. My streaming is definitely starting to crap out on me. Crap. We're almost done too. Come on. Okay, I think we're back now. It seems to be stronger now. But anyway, so yeah, so that bump there with the ladder did seemingly hurt the match a little, because the match kind of got paused, and while they were waiting, Edge was saying some other stuff, but Finn was able to continue on pretty strong, although apparently he needed like 14 stitches afterwards to cover up that wound, which was I saw the picture too, and I'm like, oh god. But eventually though, I think Edge would spear Balor and then set him up for a concerto, and he hit that, and that's what led to Finn winning the match. Like I said, I don't know if it's because of, like, they didn't want to burn out the crowd completely before the main event, which if that's the case, they should have maybe, like, had this at a different spot on the card, or again, if it was because of Finn's injury that they cut the match a little short. But Edge wins this. Like I said, I would have rather had Finn win this match here, but, you know, whatever. I don't know what's going to be next for Finn Balor, especially with Raw. Stop thinking about it, but we will see. All right, let's get to it. The moment I'm sure you all been waiting for to hear my thoughts on this main event. And I mentioned them on Twitter as well. Main event. Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes for the undisputed Universal Championship. First off, great entrances. Yes, they got a hell of a lot of pyro. Of course, as well. Of course, Roman had a little more of a special entrance with those organs playing his theme music before he for real came out. The match, like most Roman matches, started off a little slow at the beginning. The trash talk, but the momentum picked up. Solo Sikoa was in the corner for Roman, and on a couple referee distractions, Solo took a little bit of an advantage. Eventually, though, the referee... Now, again, we will come back to this when I explain why I was okay with how this went down in the end. Cody Rhodes beat Solo Sikoa, right? The Usos also were dethroned by Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. I compared Roman Reigns to Voldemort recently. So it felt like a majority of his Horcruxes were destroyed. And he was still weak because Solo got caught and he was ejected from ringside. So then it seems like, okay, it seems like a straight shot at this point for Cody Rhodes to beat Roman Reigns here, right? No Solo, no Usos. Then, of course, comes the referee bump. And then we were all thinking that this would be where the Usos came out and Jay would turn on Roman, hitting him with that chair shot to the back, and it'd be like, you know, the falling action of this whole story. Well, the Usos did come down, and then Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens came out and just fought them off. And I'm like, really? Now that's it? We saw Roman kick out of one crossroads. We saw Cody Rhodes kick out of a spear. Oh, and also, I forgot to mention this too. In Cody Rhodes' entrance, he went over and not only, you know, kissed his wife and, you know, held his daughter, he also gave his white belt and class act to WWE again for acknowledging it. I'm pretty sure Vince would not have acknowledged it. He would have said some other, like, bullcrap thing to, like, acknowledge it but cover it up, like some stupid terminology like medical facility instead of hospital, or sports entertainment instead of professional wrestling. But they acknowledged Brody Lee Jr. as the person who Cody Rhodes gave his white belt to. And I'm like, class act right there. Class act right there. WWE acknowledging that. I loved that they acknowledged that. And Solo got ejected because he stole the belt from Brody. And he hit Cody with it, which of course got him caught and got him ejected. But anyways, so Sami and KO fought the Usos. They were fighting and they disappeared. Cody Rhodes then has Roman right in the palm of his hand. Right in the palm of his hand. And he hits one crossroads. He gets ready for a second crossroads. He hits that. He gets ready for the third one. The man who kicked out of the spear, the man who survived a guillotine, a very vicious guillotine chokehold, was literally this close to putting down the tribal chief. As I said before, we had gotten rid of all of Roman Reigns' Horcruxes. We got rid of Jimmy. We got rid of Jay. We got rid of Solo. There was one that the story never seemed to address that is much more useful. And again, that last Horcrux in Harry Potter that they needed to destroy before they could destroy Voldemort himself was the snake. That's right. I'm saying this right here, right now. The one person that Roman still seems to have rock solid terms with from the bloodline is the wise man himself, Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman, which, okay, from off this distraction, Paul Heyman distracted the referee. Solo Sikoa came back with, of course, a hoodie on and hits the Samoan spike on Cody, leading to Roman spearing Cody, and he retained the title. And this again was because of Paul Heyman. The one person that not Cody Rhodes, not Sami Zayn, not even Kevin Owens even thought would be a factor in Roman retaining his title. I'm going to say before, again, Roman Reigns is Voldemort. Paul Heyman is Roman Reigns' Nagini. That's right. I compared Paul Heyman to Nagini, a snake. If it wasn't for Paul Heyman, we'd have no tribal chief. We'd have no Usos being the bloodline. We would have no Solo Sikoa. We wouldn't have the wise man. Who is the one person that first teamed up with Roman Reigns? Again, we all talk about going back to the beginning when Jey Uso was the first person that Roman recruited. Yes, that is true, but who really was the first person there when Roman Reigns, first turned heel? Paul Heyman. There's still that bond, because yes, okay, as we learned on Raw this week, spoiler alert, Roman has no faith in the Usos. That was not addressed at this moment. He is losing faith in Solo, saying we're going to prove that you're ready, right? Showing that doubt in Solo. Who is one person that Roman Reigns has zero doubt with? Paul Heyman. If Cody Rhodes, first off again, is going to get the proper babyface sympathy for people to really want him. Again, another comparison, not Harry Potter reference. There's a movie called Saint Ralph I've seen before, about this kid who ran a marathon just to pull off a miracle to win for his mother to come out of a coma. Ralph came this close to winning. He didn't quite get it. But everyone still, just like had the sympathy for him. They believed in him. Not everybody was all aboard for Cody Rhodes winning the world title here. Not everybody was. Some, yes. I thought he would because I thought the story writes itself. Triple H, though, says there's still more to the story. And to me, that more to the story, the more to the story to get more babyface men behind Cody Rhodes, some momentum that maybe he didn't quite gain because he got injured. Because before he left, people were seeing Cody Rhodes as like this crazy babyface who was getting everything handed to him on a silver platter. We need to see Cody Rhodes struggle a little bit to get that babyface momentum. Him just coming up short like this and being protected of it is what's going to help him get that babyface momentum. Is what people truly want to see Cody overcome the odds. That's how you build a great babyface. Having someone overcome the odds. And a guy like Paul Heyman, who, yes, he's just a manager. He's just an advocate. He's just a special counsel. He's just a wise man. He's not an in-ring competitor. But he's a pivotal piece of the bloodline that Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn, and Kevin Owens have all seemingly overlooked as a threat. And a reason why Roman Reigns could be well protected. That sole reason is the one thing that has another chapter to this story. And it's the one thing that is really going to test Cody Rhodes. Really test the struggle for people to get more sympathy on him. And not make it look like he earned all this on a silver platter. It's that momentum that is needed to prove that Cody Rhodes is indeed the guy. And again, although I was picking Cody to win because I thought the story wrote itself, this is the only thing right now that hopefully is going to be the thing that's going to, protect it. I think they made the right call having Cody lose here. To give him that babyface momentum, that piece of the puzzle he was missing. And to truly take out the whole bloodline by having Roman lose the faith in Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman is the last Horcrux. Paul Heyman, again, is Roman Reigns' Nagini. I still feel crazy saying that, but yes, Paul Heyman is Roman Reigns' Nagini. He's the last piece of the puzzle that needs to be removed from the table to take out the head of the table. And quite frankly, let me put it this way. Originally, if he didn't get hurt, Cody was supposed to fight Roman at SummerSlam. Since Cody got hurt, it was supposed to be Randy Orton. Then Randy got hurt. But rumors are there was no plans to put the belt on Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam. So I'll bet you any money he would have lost at SummerSlam, done whatever feud he did in the fall, won the Rumble, and then would have probably beaten Roman here at Mania if he had not gotten hurt. But since he got hurt and missed all that time, had to build some more momentum. And again, they put him at number 30 in the Rumble, which was not a good idea. Yes, he had to deal with Sami Zayn's momentum. Hats off to Cody. He did the best he could to keep himself in good standards, but also acknowledge that, Sammy's what people want. And I continue to say this. It was the right move, in my opinion, to have Sami and Kevin win the tag titles instead, because the story was more meant also to bring those two back together. It brought them back together. It gave them the tag titles. It accomplished its job there. It accomplished the story there. This still has more to the story. Things got personal with Cody Rhodes and Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman, not Solo completely, Paul Heyman is the main reason why Cody Rhodes is not Universal Champion right now. So this story is going to continue to SummerSlam. And the goal, I think, is to, again, where we've almost completely broken Solo from Roman. Now we got to break Paul Heyman from Roman. And then Roman will have no more Horcruxes, no more pieces to the Island of Relevancy. It'll be just a man. He will not have the Elder Wand. He will not have the Resurrection Stone, the Sorcerer's Stone, the Elder Wand. I already bring all those. Okay, too many Harry Potter references. But my point again is, in order for Cody Rhodes to become world champion, he has to break up the bond with Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman. Just like I said, I'm going to say it again. Because of that theory, I am okay with Cody not winning the title yet. But, of course, they did protect him the right way. It's not like Asuka, who lost clean. Cody did not lose clean. Cody had Roman in the palm of his hand. But when we get the rematch, I'm pretty darn sure that will be where Cody Rhodes takes down Roman. And from all this, too, Roman gets to be champion for 1,000 days, as he definitely deserves that, for sure. So that, my friends, after nearly 2 hours, is my review of WrestleMania 39. The happy days are over. The ranting day comes tomorrow. We will indeed talk about what happened with the WWE sale and of that lying scumbag that I am just going nuts with on Twitter. We will address him as well. And that, my friends, that is my WrestleMania 39 review. I thought it was an outstanding show. Night 1 was definitely superior. Night 2 was good, but nowhere close to being as good as Night 1. I would probably give, again, Night 2 a B. And overall, give the entire WrestleMania show a B+. Very great WrestleMania. Very great moments. Yes, there were only 2 title changes. There was a couple little dips. Like I said, Brock and Omos was what it was. The weakest match still to me was that women's tag team match. But I still thought this was awesome. It wasn't perfect, but it was awesome. I gave WrestleMania 39 a B+. And that, guys, that's going to do it. There's really nothing else to really say from the live chat or anything, but I'm checking out. I'm tired. It's 10:30 at night. I'm going to do a few things before I go to bed. But again, I will be back up here tomorrow night after work, and we're going to rant. I'm going to tear that mustache man apart. And it's not going to be pretty. It's not. So, guys, this may be the finale also of great times for WWE. So, again, guys, what were your thoughts on WrestleMania 39? Make sure you guys leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Be sure, as always, to slap a like on the video, subscribe for more content on my channel, and follow me on Twitter and see me just go haywire. Tweet every few seconds. #FireVince. Follow me on TikTok, which I'm trying to figure out what happened with the GIFs. I want to try to make a little entertaining TikTok for you guys. Follow me on TikTok at the Club of the Man 1993. Be sure also to follow me on on Instagram at the Club of the Man 1993. And again, I believe from my live reactions and whatnot, I have gotten to, I think, almost 1,850 subscribers. That makes me 150 away from 2,000. The goal by the end of 2023 is to get 2,000 subscribers on this channel. I hope you guys continue on with the journey with me. So that does it, guys. I'm checking out. I'll catch you guys all later. Have a good rest of your night. Hopefully this will not be the last WrestleMania I ever review. And I say that because of what we'll talk about tomorrow. About Raw, the sale, all that stuff. Hopefully this will not be the last WrestleMania that's reviewed on this channel. But until then, guys, I'm the Club of the Man 1993. And always remember, in order to be superior to the man, you've got to be the man. And for I am the man himself.